Hey everybody, it's Space Coast. A beautiful sunrise coming up and a shrimping boat in the sunrise. I think that's one of the first times I've been down here where there's been a shrimping boat close enough to film. But a beautiful sunrise down here, catching finger mullet and catching fish down here at Cocoa Beach on the 16th of October. Exactly ideal, but doubled up down here at sunrise south of Cocoa Beach. Unfortunately, it's two Mr. Kitties. So we'll get them off the hook and get back. There's loads of mullet in the surf. There's lots of tarpon jumping. I'm pretty sure there's snook mixed in. And if there's snook and tarpon, there's probably a few sharks in there too. So hopefully we'll get on some of those. It's down here south of Cocoa Beach. Loads of mullet in the surf. Just throwing out a little 6-foot cast net, catching these finger mullet. Looks like I got 5 or 6 in that one. Throwing them out there. There's plenty of activity in the surf that are striking these mullet. But I can't seem to get one to bite my mullet, so we'll see what happens. Got a finger mullet down here. This one's a little bit bigger. It's probably about 4 or 5 inches at least, maybe closer to 6. And we're gonna throw this out there. There's plenty of tarpon. If there's tarpon, there's snook. And if there's snook and tarpon, there's sharks. So hopefully we're gonna get on something today. There's lots of activity in the surf and lots of mullet. Beach across from Patrick. This morning was pretty good. I knew this was gonna happen, but it's arriving a little bit early. You see that catfish just flopping around. I have caught a boatload of catfish today. So video is going to be pretty short this week, but the wind I knew was going to switch over to the northeast by noon. And here it is about 9:30, 9:45, and the wind is just starting to howl out of the north. You can look over here at my flag. My flag is getting beat to death here. So I'm probably gonna, I haven't had any strikes on the big rod. I've had a couple strikes on the finger mullet, but it was probably bluefish, didn't get hooked up. Well, we're gonna pack it up here in a few minutes and maybe try it again next week. Tie these 2 rods out within a minute or less. Catfish here, and you can look right down there, and I got double catfish down there. It's about 9:45, 9:50. I'm gonna go ahead and pack it up because all I'm doing is catching catfish and fighting the wind. The wind is blowing so hard on the beach now, you got a sandstorm. I don't know if you can see it down there behind those fish, but there's a sandstorm blowing across the beach, stinging your legs. It's blowing so hard. So probably gonna pack it up and call it a day. Another catfish double up. I guess I probably had 4 or 5 of these a day easily, but I've caught a boatload of catfish today. The wind's getting up out of the north now and chopping up the sea, and the water's already dirty, so probably gonna pack it up. But the story today is dirty water and catfish down here at Cocoa Beach, across from Patrick Space Force Base. One last look at the beach before I get off. It's about 11 o'clock, 11:30, and there's still a blowing sandstorm. The wind has now switched over to the northeast. I imagine you can hear it in the camera. And the surf went from a beautiful flat, kind of a pretty clear water, and you can look out there now, and now it's just white capping and choppy, and it's only going to get worse the next few days. So if you're planning on doing any fishing, you might want to wait about 5 to 7 days, because it's going to be ugly at the beach with the wind and the surf for the next 5 days at least. Everybody, Space Coast coming to you from south of Cocoa Beach across from Patrick Space Force Base on the 16th of October. Came down today, beautiful day in the morning. Wind was out conditions. And I thought 10 or 11 it was going to get pretty ugly, and it did. The wind is howling out of the northeast now. The surf's getting rough. But now that it's got choppy, Hey everybody, it's October the 16th. This is part of the fishing forecast. You can see that wind is just whipping and bending my flags over. So be aware, the wind is going to be blowing the next 4 or 5 days down here on the Space Coast.